So I've been on self-improvement for about 2 years now, but I haven't really made much progress. It's mostly been mental masturbation. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. At the very least, I wasn't digging myself further into a hole, but I wasn't really making much progress. Now I am. Over the course of the past week or two, I've made more progress than I have in the past 2 years. And that's been thanks to a process that I will teach y'all in this video that I really hope will help all of you as it has helped me. But first, I want to go over my self-improvement journey up till now. So 2 years ago, November of 2021, a little under 2 years ago, I discovered my first bit of self-improvement through Jordan Peterson. I was listening to motivation from Jordan Peterson while playing games, and that gave me enough motivation to clean up my room, and then I cleaned the whole house. And by cleaned, I mean cleaned out, because the following week, I, along with the help of 4 of my family members, packed up and sold the house that I spent the first 16 years of my life in. We moved to help take care of my grandmother. We moved into her house, and all of our stuff was in 3 storage units for several months. And during the time that we were staying at her house, I was getting more into self-improvement, but still mostly just Jordan Peterson motivation and whatnot. It was an important time, I will say. It laid the foundation for self-improvement. I think during that time is when I found Hamza as well. But I was not in a good place. My whole family of 4, my closest brother, and both my parents and I were staying in my grandmother's house. That was the hub for the whole family. A very large family. They would all stop by there very often. I was sharing a room with my brother, so most of, if not all, my privacy was gone. I had to help with people with random things constantly, because everyone was stopping by constantly and they had errands to run, and I was the person that did that a lot of the time. So I convinced myself even through that time that I was on self-improvement, but it's total bullshit. I was still listening to some Jordan Peterson stuff, but I ate like shit, took very hot showers, and then complained about how humid the bathroom would get. And I also wouldn't shower for like 3 to 5 days. Up until this point in my life, I was a disgusting child. I would go, as a kid, I would go a month without showering. And when I did, it was a bath, because I've always had a fear of water. I didn't like to shower. Fuck's sake. I was a very bad kid. But even during this time, 2 years ago, I was 15. I wouldn't shower for 2 to 5 days. 2 or 3 on average. 2 or 3 days isn't horrible. 2 days isn't horrible. 3 days is bad. And up to 5 days, I wouldn't shower. I rarely brush my teeth. And like pretty much all men nowadays, I of course had a porn addiction. General masturbation addiction, I guess. But porn is the really bad part of that. Like I said, I have pretty much no privacy, so I would wait until my older brother, that we were sharing a room, I would wait until he fell asleep. We were in bunk beds. He had the top bunk. So I would literally wait until he fell asleep and go into the fucking closet and jerk off. I jerked off in a fucking closet with my brother in the room. Not in the closet, but in the room adjacent. There was a door. A fucking closet door. My mental health was shit. And it was plummeting the whole time I was there. March of 2022 rolled around after 4 months of that, and we got our own house and moved in. I'd like to say that life got better. It kind of did. I joined a gym around that time. I finally started going to the gym, and that helped my mental health a lot, but it didn't help my life in general. I largely stopped playing games and tried time and time again to stop most other bad habits and pick up more good ones, but the gym was pretty much all I had going for me. My mother has been healthy for a very long time, eaten healthy for a very long time, so I wasn't eating like ice cream and whatnot, but I wasn't on any specific diet. If there was ice cream in the house, I would eat it. Any junk food in the house, I would eat it. But I had generally good health just because my mother kept generally healthy food in stock. But other than that, I joined the gym, and that was about the biggest change in this section of my life. Over the following year or so, I got more and more into self-improvement, started listening to Joe Rogan podcast, Hamza a lot, Andrew Huberman, Andrew Tate. Life generally got better. I got kind of more onto self-improvement, but I was pretty much just consuming content without any real action. Which isn't horrible if you collect the information and give it back like I'm now doing, but I was doing jack with it. I still had a porn addiction. I tried for years to quit porn, quit jerking off, and failed miserably throughout all of it. Up until now, the longest I had gone was probably 2 weeks, maybe 3. I wasn't reading like I intended to. My gym sessions were shit. I didn't really keep up with any standard diet. I wasn't making any progress towards a business. I was on self-improvement, but I pretty much just said that to try and fucking impress people, as if that would do shit. Throughout all of this, my brother, who lives in a different state, he was also kind of on self-improvement, but he wasn't really. He was very far behind me throughout all of this. I say he's far behind me, knowing that I've just trashed on how shit I was doing for several minutes, but he was far behind me. He got addicted to drugs and alcohol during this time. And his life just wasn't going very well. He's working at a shit job, addicted to drugs and alcohol, not eating well. Mental health was shit. And I felt amazing about myself because, my mental health wasn't plummeting, but it was stagnant. I wasn't proud of myself. I wasn't ashamed of myself, but I wasn't proud of myself. And I say I wasn't ashamed, but every fucking time I would finish a porn, there was shame. A lot of it. I tried to suppress it, for sure, but there was a lot of shame. Every time. So, the brother I was speaking of recently, in the course of less than a week, just 180'd, made major changes. And I realized that in the course of 2-3 days, he had surpassed me in where I was in my self-improvement. In 2, maybe 3 days, he had surpassed me. From being addicted to drugs and working a shit job, 2 or 3 days is all it took. I guarantee you it's all it takes for you too. Maybe not financially. Definitely not financially. But in every other regard, 2 or 3 days is all it will take. So, him making so much progress in such a short period of time gave me a real kick in the ass. And something changed in me. Something really changed in me. And I'm loving my fucking life now. Dedicating every minute of every day, or as much as possible, to self-improvement. And I'm not even worried about finances. I have the blessing of having another brother very close in age to me who is also on self-improvement, right about the exact same place that I am, maybe even a little bit ahead of me. And he's focusing on finances right now. He is ahead of me, actually, because he's focusing on finances because he's secure in who he is. I'm not there yet. I'm working on myself. Most of my videos are going to be helping you overcome these same struggles in self-improvement. And I know that's hard to hear coming from a fucking 17-year-old that's obviously very bad on camera, but just trust me, dude. I know I have a lot of valuable information. I'm just asking you to trust me. Start talking about out of my ass now, and get into some exercises you can do. The rest of this video, you're going to be following along with me. This is your actionable step. I want you to grab a pen and paper, or your phone, computer, whatever. Probably best on a pen and paper, but it doesn't have to be. And I want you to write down your top 7 to 8 or 7 to 10 goals by December, in the next 6 months, whichever you want to do. It's about 5 months from now, a little under 5 months from now, but I'm still aiming for December. So goals through the month of December, or 6 months from now, through the 6th month from now, or just things you want to have done by 6 months from now. So pause the video if you need, or write along with me. I'll write this down, and just write down 7 to 10 goals. The 7 to 10 goals that you want the most. topics can be financial, self-improvement, anything of the sort. I'll tell you, goal number 1, 100 subs by December, through the month of December, by January. Number 2 is I want to have a good physique. I don't have a horrible one now. I'm not fat, but I'm skinny. I want to have 10 books read. The other thing is, don't overestimate what you can do. Don't underplay it. If you want to have a certain amount of books read, don't put 1 book read by December. You can read more than 1 book. I know you're capable of that much. But for me, it's 10 books read. At my current rate, I'm reading about 1 a week. I'll have more than 10 books read by then. But 10 books read is my goal. Because I'm not super far in self-improvement. I don't have a ridiculous amount of discipline yet. It's not supposed to be an easy exercise. Writing down 10 goals is difficult. Writing down 7 to 10 goals. Coming up with 7 to 10 goals that you really want, that will be genuinely beneficial for you. So far, I've got 100 subs, a good physique. I want to have 4K a month, so I want to earn 4K through the month of December. I want to have read 10 books. I want to have learned 10 new words, have them added to my vocabulary. 10 new words that I can just use in a conversation. I know the definition of them. I want to have a good relationship with God. I want to build my relationship with God. I've been Christian all my life, but I've never really worked on my relationship with God. That is something that I really want to do over the coming 5 months. It's one of my top 10 goals. So, I want to have gotten 100 subs on YouTube, which at this rate is not going well. I want to have a good physique. I want to make 4K through the month of December. Online. I want that. 4K online. I want to have 10 books read. I want to add 10 new words to my vocabulary. I want to have a good relationship with God. And I want to cut out 5 bad habits. I've only got 7. If you have 10 by now or more, if you only have 7, it's fine. Pause the video if you don't have yours yet. Unpause it when you do this, but absolutely do not continue watching the video without having done this. The rest of this video is on this specific thing, and this is the most important actionable step I will probably ever give you. This is really a life-changing process. It was for me, at least, because it gave me specific goals to work towards and really the ability to do that. So you've got your 7 to 10 goals. Now circle the 3 most important to you. Done with that? Scribble the rest out. Three that you're left with, only ones that matter. You only have enough of yourself to dedicate yourself to 3 goals. Max. 1 to 3. If one of these is genuinely the most important to you, focus all in on that. For me, it's tied between 3. There are 3 things that are very important to me. Do not try and do more than this. You have 3 goals. Dedicate yourself to them fully. So you've got your 3. Scribble out all the rest. They're not important. They don't fucking matter. 4K a month is one of mine. I scribbled that out. It doesn't fucking matter. I would like it. I don't have the mental energy to dedicate to it. I don't have the time of day, energy, physical or mental energy to dedicate to it. You can only dedicate yourself to 3 things, max. So, you've got your 3 things. This part of the exercise is life-changing because now you have 3 goals to work towards. You have 3 distinct things that you are working towards that is your purpose in life for the next 6 months. And after that, do this exercise again. This will give you purpose throughout your entire fucking life. This is one of my favorite exercises, period. I genuinely enjoy doing this. So you've done that. Now, write those 3 on a new sheet of paper. You're going to need it. Write them separately, one at a time. Whatever yours are, for me, I'll be using examples here. Whatever yours are, do the alternative. For me, my first is physique. Write down all the habits that will bring you towards this, and not just all the life qualities, but the habits. So for me, I've got physique, and my habits that I've got down here are, as soon as I get out of bed each morning, I'm going to do 25 push-ups and 25 V-ups, V-sits. I don't know what they're called. Ab workout. 25 reps of an ab workout and 25 push-ups. At least 25 push-ups. As soon as I get out of bed. I'm going to track my workouts. I'm going to get 2 2 workouts in a day. I'm going to meal prep, and I'm going to take progress pictures every day. Habits like this, not just things to do, but habits to get in. Things that can become automatic. Rolling out of bed and doing 25 push-ups, it requires some thought, but that can become more or less automatic. Tracking my workouts, that can become mostly automatic. As soon as I'm done with my set of bench press, I'll pick up my phone and write down, jot down, type out what weight it was and how many reps I did. Track my workouts. That's a habit I can get into. That's something I can do mostly automatically. Those are the things that you're looking for here, things to automate so that you can spend your thought points on more important things. My second is build my relationship with God. Got reading my Bible, praying, going to church, attending a small group, meditating, and spreading His word. Reading my Bible and praying can become very automatic. Those are automatic already. Every morning I wake up and I go to the bathroom and I come back into my room and I pick up my Bible and read it. And that's mostly automatic. As soon as I'm done reading my Bible, I pray. That's pretty much automatic. I don't really think about doing that. And after I'm done praying, I meditate. Again, automatic. I don't really think about doing it. It's things like these. It's these habits that you build. They don't need to be life-changing, but enough of them. So you've got your 3 goals. Write down the habits that will help you attain those goals, things you can make automatic. And then write down as well things that you can do that aren't habits. They're not a regular thing or anything that can be automatic, but things that you should do to work towards them as well. As soon as you do that, again, write down your 3 things. Actually, you don't need to write down your 3 things this time. Just write down things that you can do that will benefit your life. There's so many things that you can do in day-to-day life that just, if you don't waste time. I get up at 6 a.m. I get out of bed. I do 25 push-ups and 25 V-sits, V-ups. I don't know what they're called. I apologize. I go to the bathroom. I come back. I read my Bible. I pray. I meditate. I go down and get breakfast. And then I do a cold plunge. I have a freezer out back with a thermostat, for lack of a better word. It stays at 45 degrees currently. I get in that for 3 to 5 minutes. And as soon as I get out, I do another 100 push-ups and whatever other workout I feel like. Sometimes I don't do anything else. Sometimes I do a full calisthenics workout. And then I come in and I have coffee. And I either go to work, if I have work those days, or I read. I spend a lot of my day reading. I eat lunch and dinner. I write script. I journal. And I help out with my family around the house. The way I want you to design each day, the way that I have designed each day, what I'm trying to get you to do here is design each and every day as if at the end of the day you were to die in some accident. Just theoretically, you die at the end of the day, you go up to heaven, and there is a videotape playing with everyone watching, including God, watching, of the last 24 hours you spent on Earth. 2 months ago, a month ago, there would have been shit in my day, at least one thing that I would be embarrassed by. 4 or 5 months ago, I would have dreaded seeing that video. It would have been horrible. Today, I just talked to you through my whole day. That's not just the shit that I do every day. That is what I do every day. That's all I do every day. I think I left out going to the gym. I go to the gym too. I don't do anything that I would have been embarrassed, that I'd be embarrassed by. Every single day that I live on this earth, I would be proud to show a videotape of every second of it to someone. I don't do shit that I'm not proud of. And that's a crazy statement to hear myself make. That's something that 2-3 weeks ago I couldn't say. I'm sorry, I'm very shit on camera, I know. Going back to the goals and habit exercise, for each of those habits that you wrote down, for each of those goals, write down how you're going to implement this habit. If your habit is that you want to meditate each day, write down when and where. And don't try and implement any habit if it's going to take longer than 2 minutes. If you want to do cold plunges or cold showers or meditate or read your Bible, don't try and implement pretty much any habit that takes more than 2 minutes. Dole the habit down until it can be done in 2 minutes or under. If you want to read before bed each night, put the book on your pillow. Put, for the habits that you want to do, make them obvious. Don't make them take more than 2 minutes. Sorry, I have notes here. Hang on. Write down or say out loud when, what, and where. What habit you're going to do, where you're going to do it, and when. And you're going to stack this with other habits. So I have a habit of getting coffee in the morning. I have locked coffee off until after I do a cold plunge. So after I do the habit I need to do, which is the cold plunge, I will get myself coffee, which is a habit that I want to do. And I stack those together. The way that habits work is there is a cue, a routine, and a reward. There's also a craving. It's cue, routine. Cue, craving, routine, reward. That craving will come in most habits. I didn't like reading. After so much reading, I just learned to love it. I love reading now. The dopamine rush that I get from gaining new knowledge and being able to share it with people, and knowing that this thing that I enjoy doing, like I got the same dopamine rush from playing games. I enjoyed playing games and achieving things in the game. But even before I discovered self-improvement and discovered that games are a bad thing, there was just some part of me that knew. Like I would level up in a video game and I'd be so happy, I get a dopamine rush. And there was some part of me that just like, yeah, but who the hell cares? It doesn't fucking matter, does it? Because it doesn't matter. And you know that. There's some subconscious part of you that knows that. There's no part of me like that for reading. I have a craving for it now. Cold plunges give you a insane rise in dopamine. I crave those now. It's a miserable experience being in the cold plunge, but that's only for 2 to 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. Sorry. And then it's done, and you have a huge dopamine release. And I crave cold plunges now. I still take cold showers because those give you the same dopamine release, not on the same extent, but there's one book I could recommend you to start off self-improvement with. It's Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's an amazing book, absolutely amazing book. It will change your life if you implement everything he says in the book. I promise you it will change your life. If you implement this exercise, I promise you it will change your life. After you're done reading Atomic Habits, I would read How to Win Friends and Influence People. That is probably my number one favorite book of all time. Atomic Habits is more important for someone starting out self-improvement. But How to Win Friends and Influence People is an amazing book. I really can't describe how amazing it is. It will carry you through life. I know this video has been very bad, but I really hope that it helped at least one person. If it did, you're watching this right now, I will have another video in roughly 75 days of my journey. How these goals and habits that I'm implementing, how I'm focusing on these 3 goals and the habits I've implemented in probably about a month and in about 75 days. And then at the end of the year, I will be posting videos coming back to this on where I'm at, the progress I've made, why it's helped me so much. And if you're watching this video, especially if you're still watching this video, I want you to comment beneath on this video. Because one time I'll give you permission to go down to the comments right now while the video is still playing and comment what your 3 goals are. And if you want to, the habits that you're implementing with them. The habits aren't necessary, but write down what your 3 goals are. And in a month, in 75 days, 6 months, 5 months, when I'm done with mine, I'm done with my goals, and I post more videos about this, about my goals. Comment on that video as well, on the progress that you've made. I would absolutely love to hear it. And it's a small channel, so feel free to reach out. If you want to, I'll get in contact with you, absolutely. I know this video has been very bad. I will get better over time, I promise. But I really hope this video has helped at least one person. It's an exercise that has really changed my life, giving me 3 distinct goals, not just an overall self-improvement, but 3 distinct goals that I'm working on, and habits, systems to implement moving towards that. The habits are kind of like little boosts along the way, and they help you focus more on the system rather than the goal. So each habit I get down as I'm implementing a new habit, once I see it, once I realize it's kind of become a habit, it's become kind of automatic. Like getting in cold plunges now is about automatic for me. And that's just a little confidence dopamine boost. It's just a boost towards my goals, something that makes me feel good. It's a mini goal that I just know that my life's getting better 1% at a time. And I really hope that anyone watching this, the same happens for you through this exercise. And while you're going through all of this, go the extra mile with a smile on your face. Have a good one.